everyone. We are going to dive into our curriculum design series for this month on the YouTube channel. And we are going to think about, specifically to start off, text pairings. So here we go. Here's how to do it. Here are the resources I like to use.
Okay, actually to start, we are going to share a quick quote. So this is a great book, Making Classroom Discussions Work, edited by Jane C. Lowe. Chapter 5 is by Walter Parker. And here is a quote that I really enjoy. A course can meaningfully contain only a handful of central concepts because each of them has to be exemplified to be understood. And if you are familiar with my general unit arc, there are case studies, that is what I typically call them, or it's what I taught to call them, that illuminate kind of key concepts. Now, I want to show you an example of this in action. Investigating History, which is Massachusetts Department of Education history curriculum for some elementary and middle school grades, do this well. So I'm just going to highlight how they do it. So here in the course overview, right, they talk about all the different courses, there's all the units and the unit names, and it gets into all of the specific standards. But here they identify 3, and they do 3 key concepts for grades 3, 4, and 5. So I'll show you each of them. So noting that Walter Parker says a handful could be 5, yes, that could definitely be true. It could also be 3. So feel free to pick, 3 to 5. Here is what they say for grade 3. So we specifically are talking about how maps can share information about people and places. That is a key concept they need to know for the year. So this is going to recur unit to unit. It is a theme to come back to. It's a thing to highlight when students bring it up in discussion, right? It's something that we can, if we take kind of a deviation from the written curriculum and go into what students are interested in for a student-led inquiry cycle, as long as it relates back to this key concept, that's a great idea. So that's a nice guardrail to kind of determine that. Here's the second one, how cultures, traditions, and values shape people and places. Wait, and then of course there's description here for this particular curriculum, but the third concept, how groups past and present have governed and organized themselves, right? So these are the things you can get a sense of what's the grain size of a key concept, right? How physical, this is grade 4, how physical and human geography can be used to describe the land and its people, how scientific theories and indigenous oral traditions help describe early human settlements and complex societies, and how interactions between societies shape people, land, and power in North America over time. So again, you can conceive of all of the different, it lists all of the different kind of specific pieces of history and groups of people that this entails in the curriculum. But again, the key is that we're actually being able to study different instances of this and connect to the overall concept. Here's the grade 5. How beliefs and values shape people's actions when communities interact. Right? Underlying values is huge, both in history curriculum, also current events, also the day-to-day interactions of your kids, right? This is a theme you can constantly tie back to, even when you're not in social studies curriculum mode. How societal change involves a struggle over whose rights matter, who has a voice.
In designing your own curriculum, I encourage you to start with 3 to 5 key concepts and then think about the specific instances of how those will be illustrated. So to get you started, we have linked in the description the freebie for curriculum playlist that was created a few years back with some kind of highlights around the podcast, the YouTube channel, some freebies to get you going. And please reach out if you have any questions or to share your amazing creations.